Dearest gentle listeners, you are listening to the Ladies Bridgerton, the talk of the town. We are your effervescent hosts, your neighborhood-friendly Kiwi Tash from Middle-earth, New Zealand.
And Patti, Regency romance enthusiast, currently writing her high vibe and loved era.
You completely just missed my dramatic reading of our original text about buying the tickets. It was hilarious.
Nice to meet you, dude, and Anne.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
And this is how we sat at the show.
Yeah, it actually is.
Yes, the actual order.
So I'm seeing exactly how Luke saw.
Exactly.
Yes. And he was right there.
He
was
was
literally right there.
It was.
As I said to Patti, she is on the chase lounge and he is above her.
Oh yeah, yes.
It was about that close.
Yeah.
She's like, let me sniff your fingers.
when we stood up at the end to clap, I literally was like,
and I'm
look
pictures.
at other people.
And Anne's going, pictures. He looked at me and I fell back in my seat.
Yeah.
Because we did a standing ovation and I was like,
I think I would actually just curl it in on myself and die.
I dissociated.
Breathe afterwards.
I dissociated for a while. I was really quiet back to the parking garage, and then I couldn't even explain it. It's like I want to talk about it, I want to be giddy, but I want to hold it in too.
Well, and the thing
I needed to imagine Penelope running her fingers through and ripping, and I'm like, you took that from me.
And it was easier for us to buy him as
even him sitting there in angst.
McQueen,
when he's sitting there in angst and his whole hand is over his whole head, I'm like, I'll do that for you.
let me stroke you.
Like that feeling. Yes.
The buzz cut sold it.
Yes,
yeah, and
it
was easier for me to accept him
as
Lee.
Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, his acting itself.
He looks dramatically different.
His acting period, he became a different person.
Yes.
But as much as you're a fan of him as Colin Bridgerton, you go in that when he first walks out, you're like,
oh, he's tormented.
This is Luke Newton right in front of my face. This is Luke
Even
Newton.
the photos, he looks like a different person. I would never ever look at him and be like, oh, that's Colin Bridgerton. He looks dramatically different. Even his facial structure somehow, just that little. And even though he had facial hair in season 2 of Bridgerton, very similar, he looks dramatically different. He looks like a tortured artist.
Yeah.
But as soon as he talks, because he has a East End accent.
Yeah.
So it's that where their THs are F's, because he kept saying, I want to learn everything. And
everything. Yeah, it was
everything was
fuzz.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
very cute.
He did, for somebody who talked up Nicola and all of her accents in the whole press tour.
Yeah,
he killed the accent.
Yeah, he did really great.
Killed it.
Took me for a week.
So having a different accent than he normally speaks with, and even his mannerisms,
yes.
all very
body
different.
language,
Yeah,
all of it.
He carried himself like a heavy person.
He
right?
carried himself like he was heavy,
right? And no self-assurance. I mean, Colin did
almost
that
like a child's
but abrasive,
childlike body, which kind of suits
because he
the
had
character.
to play young because he was under 20 when he started on Savile Row.
Well, and plus the childhood trauma he
right.
just never could get past. He's almost like a child in a man's body throughout the whole thing.
Even when he was in his 30s, towards the end.
Yes.
I'm getting Michael Jackson vibes.
What?
I'm getting Michael Jackson vibes, like a man trapped in a child trapped in a man's body.
Yes.
And it kind of was, because he kept living a life, he kept talking about growing up, but they kind of talked about it ew. But then they all get to the point where do you remember back in the day? And he was really hitting that time where everybody's at a time where they're still trying to act like back in the day, but they're in their late 30s, almost 40, and you can't just live like that anymore. And there was that disjointed feeling, but that's also when his mental health was deteriorating a lot. And he'd been in music forever.
You can't fake your back feeling youthful anymore.
No.
But I've seen other people, other Bridgerton fans, do reviews and stuff on TikTok, and they're right. He completely melds into a different person.
Yeah.
It's not Luke Newton. It's not Colin Bridgerton.
I love what you were saying to me about how he lets each character shine as their own person and doesn't try to override the spotlight.
And that's what sold it for me, because I made a point as a theater major, and because I paid the money and I wanted to support everybody, I'm like, I can't keep watching him because I'm gonna miss parts of the story.
Right. Yeah.
So
fantastic.
So I look at, the woman who played his mother
was really
top tier.
I mean, we should get the program and like name these people. They deserve it.
I can
Their
pull it
names
up.
deserve to be said.
I can pull it up.
She was phenomenal. There was this woman that's like a friend he had his whole life. We were like, she's kind of shady, whistle down. Like there's something going on with her, but it turns out she just has mental health issues.
Yes.
Like that woman played that. She sounded like Audrey Hepburn. She kind of did a Catherine/Audrey Hepburn kind of.
Emily Skinner is the mother.
Yeah, Emily Skinner is Joyce, and then Catherine Lefrere is Izzy.
Lefrere, I say Isabel Blow.
Yeah, she was a phenomenal.
She played Izzy. That was an amazing role.
Yes.
Isabella.
Luke, he didn't draw attention to himself when he wasn't supposed to. He let the other actors join. Like the way the billing's done, his name is first. It's at the top, then it's House of McQueen, then there's these people. It's like it's his vehicle, but he himself as a professional actor made you feel like this was an ensemble cast. I think it was originally written as an ensemble. They lucked into getting Luke Newton. They changed the billing a little bit, but he still worked with everybody, let whoever needed to shine in the moment shine. And I mean, they had amazing costumes and stuff because it was fashion, but people drew attention to themselves on their own.
Yes, it was very, very organic. It did not come across as
fake.
They used video. They used actual video footage from some of his shows. They used really great lighting cues. They used incredible backgrounds. Like when he's first realizing that fashion can be the ability to wear things you see. Like he loves the sea, and they do this wavy blue video background, and he's talking about like, I can make things that I see and we can wear them. People can wear them. So a lot of the lighting they did, like how they depicted his hangover migraine headache, to me was like, yes, they get it, because I have headaches, not the hangover.
Not the hangover.
I've had hangovers, but the migraine part, I felt like it was a migraine, just how he was acting and like pinching and like trying to concentrate on the conversation, but they got this static screen behind him, this awful noise, and this extra white light. They used lighting, like the way they depicted the deaths. You knew the person died, but it wasn't gruesome or violent. They just walked into this white light, and then they did a slash.
You knew they died by suicide, most likely.
Because
and
of
then the blood splatter.
And I thought about this when I was telling her this, because I was trying to think of how many deaths there were in the scene with the sister and her husband when they were fighting. Even though he talked after, when she hit him, there was that slash of blood, and then later in the show she goes, he died years ago. That was depicting him dying. I was like, wow, I didn't even put that together until we were talking about it.
Yeah.
That slash of blood was.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I noticed that the first time. I was like, what was that for?
Yeah. I thought it was depicting the violence of how hard they were fighting when she hit him. But
every time there was moments in his relationships with his boyfriends where it would get a little physical, and he'd knock them down or he'd push them a little too hard. He'd go, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it because of the things that had happened to him.
Yeah.
And it was so sad because he never wanted to hurt anybody that he loved.
And I love that the choreography of the violent stuff, they slowed it down. They had this deep blue lighting, and his nickname was Blue by his mother, but this deep blue lighting, they slowed it down. And it made it more dramatic, and you almost felt like, even though it was happening in the moment, that it was still a memory.
Yeah,
like it was so good. The
it
show
benefited
itself,
from the flashbacks being written into the play, and they made so much good use of the lighting and the projection work.
And the
for
body
such a
movement,
minimalist stage.
yeah.
It's almost a blank stage with 2 cubes that are ground level.
They go up and down.
They raise depending on what it's supposed to be for that scene. It could be a table or a dance
bench,
floor
yeah.
or a bench.
Or bed,
And then
whatever.
that with all the lighting and how they navigate around it. It's for not having to redress a set over and over and over.
It was gray painted floor.
Yes.
Black on the back, like 7 lights. And that was a
Yes.
screen. The black on the back was a screen. And then those things.
Screen too. They had
That was at an angle.
I've never been to like a play or anything, so I wasn't entirely sure like whether they'd have like props or if it's just people acting that on a stage and just blank canvas.
Yeah,
Very
they had
minimal
clothing
props,
as the props.
Yes.
They had a sword that played a part through the whole thing. But basically it was
cubes in their clothing.
It was the set was very like it was revolutionary when Rent came out that set was so minimal and it was just the tables and those staircase things.
Yeah.
The scaffolding stair, you know what I'm talking about.
From the Johnson Washington.
And they just like splash painted and did stuff on the back. But this was very minimal.
Yeah.
So literally
it worked so well with the story though.
because it made all of the costumes pop more.
Yes.
That's the focus. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they had this dude, like I'm gonna say your super typical 90s gay guy. I mean, he even did the arm all the time. And he pulled his actor name out. He was amazing. Spencer something.
Yeah.
But he came out one time with this hat, Tosh, that was nothing but a web of pink butterflies. And when he walked out in that, I was like, why is that hat fantastic?
It worked.
The hat steals the show.
Amazing. But
then next season we see it on Cressida cover.
There you go.
Oh, it could have been a Cressida.
Yes.
Like they would have molded her hair to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
To keep the butterflies in place.
Yes, it would have been Cressida's hair. It's Spencer Petro.
But she's like, hey, Penelope got a man with hair butterflies. Let's just
Like she tries a little too hard.
yeah.
Oh my god, beautiful.
He's a beautiful.
He was, and he had the best lip gloss.
He had the best body.
And the best lip gloss.
His body.
His
so
lip gloss
toned.
was phenomenal.
His lip gloss was popping. His lip gloss was cool.
So there's a whole segment that I especially liked, and they went through it back and forth. Like it was the mother interviewed him. It was for whatever that,
like a person on person interview thing.
Yes,
kind of like actors on actors,
right? And then he had his mother interview him.
Is what it was called.
And the questions, well, that's rude. You know, it was beautiful in the fact that she was learning new things about him.
Yes,
and she was his best advocate too, which was amazing.
And what's important about that is they're doing this person to person interview. And you think it's live because they're showing the screens and everything, but she makes them stop recording because she realizes there's something that's bothering him and he's trying to joke through it and she doesn't let him. And she just sits there until like he tells her he's HIV positive. And
that's like 80s, 90s, super prevalent for HIV spreading just everywhere.
Right. Yeah. I think he had told his mother, don't worry, it's not as serious as it used to be. There's medicine. People don't die from it. So it's the 90s.
No. It changed. This is what I do on our podcast. Come on.
Yeah.
My brain hit on something. Think about the questions they're asking. And I'm about to cry. And she said, what is your greatest fear?
Yeah. And he
said that I died before you.
Or
no, that you died before me.
Yes.
That you died before me because he already knows he might die.
And
he doesn't want to lose her.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like that, just like things like that.
But then he kept pushing her away, which really makes me sad.
But that's
I ended up like I'm
to
officially middle aged because this is a very young. Well, yeah, but I never felt old until I realized I related to the mother today. Like when I saw Rent, I was like, yeah, get these people like da 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 da. Now I'm watching this play and you're supposed to relate to this young designer and I did relate. Like he had a lot of trauma and stuff like that. But it was watching his mother come into his super successful life and seeing him deteriorating and seeing him doing these drugs, and she's looking around at all these people that are supposed to be loving him and caring about him and supposed to be his friends, and she's like, why is nobody doing anything? Why are you just letting him do this? And it's like, I get that. Like I sat there, I had a moment of self-awareness, like I'm relating to the mother in a play.
Yeah.
Like, and I even turned to her at one point because he comes back. He's been going around to these fashion houses and stuff, getting jobs, and he gets bored and he goes off to another one, and all he carries around is a garbage bag.
I know.
Garbage bag of things to show his what he does,
his samples.
But he doesn't have a portfolio like most designers. It's a garbage bag, and he brings it everywhere. And then he gets into this school, but they kind of are doing a back and forth that you almost don't know what's going on. And he comes in, he sits down, he's all mad, and his dad, of course, is always talking down to him. And his mom's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he goes, "No, I got in. I just don't have the money." And dad is like, still poo-pooing it. And mom's like, "Your aunt was in the trade. She's got money." And she grabs his bag. She don't give a shit what dad says.
Nope,
she's out.
No.
And I turn to her. I'm like, "That's a mama."
Yes.
I love the ones who will just back you, like even if it is the most far-fetched, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm just gonna start trying and something will stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was great.
I loved it.
And he got to meet the queen at one point, and he dressed his mother in
Chanel
Yes.
suit.
Yes.
Put a Chanel suit on her. She goes, "Yeah, it
Gorgeous.
looks different." She goes, "I wish I could wear one of yours." And he goes, "We can put blood on this."
Yes. Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
it jumped all over with time. I mean, it wasn't from beginning, a chronological thing. So, but it
But it fit.
Every
because-
flashback
worked
was
well.
relevant to whatever was presently happening in the
Yes.
normal now
Yeah.
sense of the story.
And I felt
And
like
so
the
it worked
jumpiness
really
of
well.
And
it.
it flowed.
I
Like
agree.
Kay had said,
Yes,
fit
very
his-
easy to follow.
fit
Yes.
his mental state at the time.
Yeah.
I almost felt like what we saw was what was in his head
Yes.
in the 8 days between his mother's death and his.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I also believe that was possibly intentional for the minimalist approach on the stage because
Yeah.
it had a sense of almost emptiness.
Yeah.
Almost like you're just
And you could create anything.
Yes, you can create anything, and loneliness. Like he was never, with the exception of his mother, never really had the sense of being fulfilled with someone else's presence. There was always something that just felt like there was a disconnect.
Or someone was always looking for something from him.
Yeah.
And
He-
he couldn't
like I
stand
said,
that.
Like he had all these people that loved him and he loved them, and all he wanted out of life was this true romantic, deep connection love. And he had all these people around him, but he never truly connected with anyone but his mother.
Yes.
And let's bring it back to Luke. He did phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
absolutely.
amazing.
The range, not rage,
Oof,
the range
range.
of emotions from
Mhm.
this giddy 20-year-old young man to
Very
the
optimistic.
tortured workaholic,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That was
like,
ignoring
whoever-
everybody, right?
It's
and
almost-
Party boy.
he
Yes,
did. There was
yes.
conflict. There was physical. There was dancing. There was
There was
choreography
there
for
was
fighting.
Bridgerton. There was like Bridgerton choreography.
They did the
going
this.
on.
They did the
He said
kneel.
that.
Yes.
The wedding lean.
Yes.
wedding lean, yeah.
Oh God, the wedding lean.
Where
so
he
there was-
leaned on his boyfriend. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
No, that
he
was
was-
Simon.
he
That
was-
was Simon, his best friend.
oh, that was
Yeah, but he was the
They were boy-
Penelope, is what I told her. He was the
Ah,
female side of it.
yes,
It was almost a
Yeah.
full circle type story because it starts with him as a child going through trauma. Then he tries to run away from
And
the trauma.
finding fashion.
And by
his
finding
joy in
fashion to run away from trauma, and then on his path through fashion leads him into even darker trauma.
Yes.
And so it basically just meets right back at the beginning.
Well, and that's what
That's what happens
if
when
you
you
read the
find it, though.
program,
Yes,
it says
yes.
everything that he found ended up being what destroyed him or something like that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
I
on
didn't
the
read that.
pamphlet?
I didn't read that part.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So well then they got the job done because
They
that's
did.
exactly
That's what you
I
got.
And it
without
was
reading.
amazing.
Yeah,
It was
yes.
everyone else, their costume changes became more vibrant, became better couture, fit their characters.
Mhm.
But Luke Newton as Alexander McQueen only changed his name because he went from Lee to Alexander,
Yes.
and he put on a collared button-up shirt and rolled up the sleeves.
Polo.
But he was
It
always
was Ralph Lauren.
Oh yeah, it was
Yes.
Ralph
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Ralph
Yes.
Lauren.
And
Yeah.
it never worked for
But
Ralph
it
was for,
Lauren.
I think,
But it was
what,
just
one
to
scene?
zhuzh up a white t-shirt
Well, no,
yeah.
and
no,
jeans.
it was,
Yeah.
He
it
wore
was
white
as he was
t-shirt and
growing up.
jeans the
It was
whole
stuff that was
time.
happening.
With
But
that
Luke was
too,
very
With the
physical.
shirt, yeah.
Oh,
Like in terms of acting, it's not just what happens on the face.
Yeah.
Theater needs to be what your whole body does.
Mhm.
And he got low. He got down on the floor. He got in a fetal position so many times that you just knew that's his protective move. Like he had protected himself like that.
And I love. Sorry, you go.
No, go ahead.
Well, and like dancing, like there was actual dancing choreography, and then there was times like you had to know he was in a club.
Yeah,
and,
slow dancing.
And he had to be physical with men. Like we as fans know that's not his
sexual orientation
cup of tea. Yeah, right. But he sold that. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. Even the stranger he just met that he proposed to
let me just put it out there that I'm the closest to being his cup of tea out of anyone here because I'm female and Greek. Or even to be his type.
Well, we have all had eye contact with him.
Yes. In his most vulnerable state. Like he was like really depressed with his mother and he looked at me. I'm like, oh, I just want to hold you.
And for me,
I think I was the first person that jumped up for because I was all like,
she kept going, are we going to stand up and clap for Luke?
I was like, dude, standing ovation for Luke. And I shot right up and then he's like, there was a kid.
and my eye contact was closer to the beginning when Spencer, I don't even remember what his character name is now that you said his name was Spencer.
It's Jojo.
Jojo. Yeah. So he meets Jojo for the first time and he's Jojo's trying to explain the fashion industry to him. And he's like, just think about what you love and think about, what you find beautiful and how you would pursue that and whatever. And then everybody wants money. So then they just destroy that or whatever. And he's kind of standing there like looking around like he's actually thinking about it. And he looked down like right at me. And I'm like, thank you, purple dress. And the fact that I'm not small. I was like a beacon in that
center too.
Center.
I am a presence.
Yes, I am a presence.
She is. That purple was purpling.
One of the things that I wanted to comment about is
if you're watching this, if you heard the singing, that was us.
Yeah.
What were you saying? All of us. Tash, what were you saying?
I wanted to mention about how different he has had to change up his acting style because in Bridgerton, his whole thing is the minuscule details. Every single little movement, every little eye twitch, like everything, the eyes closing, the introverted thinking, everything is very nuanced, but on a stage that doesn't really show so well. So he had to make his acting bigger. So I love that he has gone from such subtle, nuanced micro expressions to changing up completely to be very physically showing what he is going through. Like that shows me a really amazing actor that you can go from on screen, which is completely different to play work.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, interestingly enough, his inflections, movements were not as exaggerated as I normally would expect from a live performance. He used a lot of inflection.
I think he did a really good job.
As it was never too over the top. Us being that close, it felt like he was still naturally around people on the stage in this real world setting and not trying to perform for others. But he also put a lot of emphasis in his voice to translate what
Look at Kate in her happy engaged girl era.
But
that's my man. That's my man. That's my man talking. He knows things.
Yeah, he's got his own mind.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, we're Luke and Newt's fangirls, but as a show, as a person who loves theater, and I purposely, like, we barely knew anything.
Wait, Patti, you're a theater girl? I did not know that.
Theater girl.
Big announcement.
I know. Yeah. Breaking news.
Shocking news.
Just ends.
But
sorry,
you guys made me forget what I was going to say. It's important.
A theater person.
Oh no, you said we didn't know anything about it.
But speaking about, like, Luke Newton's not going to be in this role forever. No. This show can still go. It was a great show.
Yes.
It had so much visual art and appeal to it. It had theatricality. The pacing of it felt disjointed, but when you realize what it's leading to, because we researched nothing. So we didn't have a lot of knowledge going in about, in fact, I didn't even realize, like, I'm like, oh, this is some fashion designer. Oh, they're talking about, he's a misogynist and he did his fashion shows depicting rape culture and whatever. And it's like, that kind of clicked a little bit. But when I didn't get to go in and see they had an installation of some of his pieces and different videos there. And as soon as I saw part of a video of one of his fashion shows, I'm like, oh, that guy? Like from my younger years, I remember conversations about the fact that they had open breasted women and, no bras, whatever. And the violence in the shows, and like, there's a running joke in it about his shows make people throw up, and he loves that. But the show itself is a good show that it can go on because he's creating this character. So whomever comes in, they can take some pieces and make it their own, but the show itself is enough that people can still go to it when he's done, because that's what a good show is. I mean, living as close as you do to New York, and these shows run for years and years and years, the same person isn't in it for the entire time, and everybody's worried in the fandom that, oh, he's only going to be there till the end of September. Oh, it's still worth going to see.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God,
It is still worth going to see. And Luke Newton, I am not saying you don't need to be in it. Today was like one of the most exciting, amazing days of my life, because I literally was less than 6 feet from him. Somebody I've only seen on my TV, somebody who's in a show that films in Great Britain. I've never been there. Am I ever going to go there?
And what we know from COVID and how air spreads, you were breathing the same particles as them.
I was breathing the same air. I saw, and I said this a few weeks ago, like, I'm going to be close enough to see Luke Newton sweat. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I saw spit.
She saw him spit.
Several times. And
I didn't spit at me because I'm like, no.
No, it was towards the other actors.
Damn.
I will honestly say there were several times during the performance that I forgot that it was Luke Newton.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I think that is a testament to his
abilities.
talent.
Yes.
I was so engrossed in Alexander McQueen's story, and his family and his friends.
He did Alexander McQueen, who was a real person, justice. It wasn't Luke Newton as Alexander McQueen.
Exactly.
We were watching this young, tortured man
go through life,
try and take, and like, I got the vibe. I was telling them that he found beauty in everything, even the bad stuff, because like, that's how he found meaning in life, because he had so much crap he'd been through. And I'm like, I kind of viewed it differently, that because he had so much trauma, he was creating beauty that was tarnished, that had this destruction to it, because his trauma destroyed everything good. He couldn't experience anything good because the trauma was always there, ruining it.
I've heard of a lot of artists who actually will purposefully go back on drugs or alcohol because they feel like they cannot create with the same amount of finesse unless they are going through trauma at the time. Like, trauma really, sadly, trauma really breeds some of the most beautiful work, because it's like they need something beautiful to come from it.
Did you ever see Big Mood?
No.
That's kind of similar. Like, her character she has bipolar, and she's a writer, but she can only successfully get any writing done when she's off the meds.
When she goes off the meds.
And she's having manic episodes.
So he wasn't a drug user until he got under that pressure of having to produce for a fashion house.
Yeah, and he got into, I think that married guy.
The married
was the guy.
It was the
very first boyfriend with the short shorts.
Same actor with the short shorts.
Oh, with the
because I heard you guys mention about cocaine on stage, so I just assumed.
Yeah. He was introduced to cocaine by the first guy, like after he got sort of
the Village People guy.
After his first show, wasn't his first show, and they were celebrating him for the first time. He was riding the high of being celebrated for the first time. He was introduced to drugs, and it was for fun.
He was using uppers and coke, and
it was occasional. But as his life progressed and he got more successful and he was busier, and honestly, I think that Gucci exploited him because they allowed him his own line, but they wanted him so busy he couldn't produce his own line because it was taking away from their stuff. That they were keeping him so busy that he was now using drugs to fuel his self, to keep himself propelling forward, because he literally didn't even have time for his family anymore.
Right.
But the key thing though that he said that to his mom was like, yeah, she's like, I thought you're off the drugs. He's like, I have to take them. They help keep the ghosts away.
Yeah, well, he had the ghost of his abuser.
Eventually, it wasn't because he needed to work; it was because he kept having flashbacks of his.
Well, I think the drugs played into that, though. Right. The more he took them, they made him more into his psychosis.
I was thinking once they started to wear off, it's almost the withdrawal.
Because it changes your brain.
Yes.
I think,
and here we're getting analytical about not, but it's
well, no, the acting is very important to portray that transition.
This is creating a conversation because this was a controversial artist when he was here and when he was doing his work, and the fact that Luke could disappear into this man. Allowed him to, and I had seen a review, somebody said it wasn't Luke Newton on stage, it was like Alexander McQueen came back to life. And I feel that, like, I was able to watch the other parts of the story and enjoy the other actors and their abilities. We were able to forget, I mean, as we all knew what we were there for, but it was like, it was there in the beginning and it was there at random points in time, especially when he did turn his eyes on you and you're like, God, look at me. But it was like, it was every other time he was Alexander McQueen until those moments, and then at the end it was Luke again. And and he's so freaking proud of himself. He loves what he's doing.
He loves that everybody's out there the door, because he's the only one that came out the stage door.
I do love that he comes out the door every single time to thank, because I think he knows
who's
that
there.
A lot of people, he knows that a lot of people are there because they are friends of his work specifically, and although on stage he gives them their complete dues, he's the one that goes out to thank everyone for coming, because realistically that's why a lot of people are filling those seats right now.
I recommend, since a lot of people don't even know who McQueen is, go through the exhibit of his work. Alexander.
No.
There's some people don't know.
I didn't know who he was.
Remember, we're in the States.
I had to remember who.
I'm in New Zealand. How would I?
So I remember that Princess of Kate Middleton's dress was from the House of McQueen. He didn't design it. It was Sarah
whoever was heading it after he died.
Well, or one of the designers.
Yeah.
So I remember the name. I'm like, oh, that's, as soon as I heard he was in the House of McQueen, I'm like, what is that? And then I looked who it was about. I'm like, oh, that's the guy that did Princess Kate's dress. But that's all I knew about him. I didn't know any of the
and I think that's why that line was in there, because a lot of his initial lines in his fashion shows were not really wedding based, but he said, like, I've never been in weddings. I designed wedding dresses for other people, kind of thing. But he always
the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, he was a very romantic person. He wanted true love. He wanted a wedding.
He wanted happily ever after.
He wanted happily ever after, kids drawing on the walls.
Which is, again, a narrow, spicy thing, though. You look for love in all the wrong places, so you take whatever attention you can get.
Well, the one boyfriend that he really loved him was married to a woman and had a child.
And wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't leave.
No, not a Brokeback Mountain. That broke me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they ended up ending because he couldn't leave his wife because of his child that he felt responsible for.
Yeah.
Even though he wanted to. But they made it seem like, and this is what I want to say, is that, also I don't know if it was intentional or not, because it was ensemble and a lot of the stuff they did, because it was all show, they depict fashion shows. They always end up at the front of the stage in a line, which that's very indicative of Rent. Rent kind of did that first.
Right.
Okay.
And what they did his funeral that way, a whole line across the front of the stage, and he's behind them listening to them talk about him.
He was so cute when he did that.
And it was indicative to me of Angel's death and his funeral in Rent. The actual show, the original show, was a line across doing the same thing. They just spotlighted the person who was talking, doing their part. And what I found, and I think they made this correlation, Angel, the character in Rent, because they're all boho artists and they're broke and in their 20s and whatever, even though he's a musician, and it was taboo and passe to go buy dresses when you're a man in the early 90s.
Yeah.
That he would grab the line from The Funeral that Idina Menzel says, Maureen, that he would grab no, wrong character, but still same line. You grab a tablecloth off the street and turn it into a skirt, and it was Maureen. Inevitably, the next year they'd be mass producing them at the Gap.
Yeah, right.
And I think they did it that way because it pays homage to, I mean, Angel is a character in Rent. Like when that happens, it elicited so much emotion, but it's a very similar kind of character. Like I can take garbage. Like his sister said his one dress was literally just a garbage bag and black saran wrap.
Yep.
And it somehow it was a dress, somehow it became a dress. So I think I put a link to those two. I mean, because Rent is my favorite musical, but it does, it did go together, and it did bring them together as he's a real person, Angel's a character. And I kind of almost wonder now, because Jonathan Larson pulled a lot from real life in the artist world. Maybe because it was early 90s. Maybe Angel's kind of
his little homage to Alexander McQueen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would say
I'm stretching. That's a stretch, but it tracks for me. Patti Cannon is now Angel is Alexander McQueen.
That's your canon.
We do Patti Cannon sometimes.
So the one thing that I would add, I don't think that this show would play on a very big Broadway stage.
No.
I think
I liked the
I like it off Broadway.
Me too.
Intimate. It needs to be a small, intimate setting, like we had today. So I don't predict it going to a bigger stage. I would like it to. I mean, I would like it to run longer and past him being in it, but
I think
it sounded like it was incredibly emotional, and it kind of needed to be that intimate setting for the full impact of those emotions to be able to show, because the bigger the play gets, obviously the further back you get, and then the bigger the emotions you have to play, and then sometimes those nuances that Luke is so famous for get lost.
Yes, that's also just very cerebral in a lot of ways that I was not expecting. Some things it could be difficult whether you as the audience, are you reading too far into something or is it intentional? Yeah. And one thing that stood out to me is the Izzy character is almost like a mirror to the main character, with the struggles, the mindset, and almost like they're yin and yang at the same time. Like and
she almost has what he wants, but it still didn't work out.
Yes.
Like she's married, she has a husband. Technically she has money, but it's his money.
And then the other character who is closer and closest to him is his mother. And so at the very end, when they have all the characters at the very edge of the stage, Izzy says words to the effect of, I love him and no one else knew him like I knew him. And right after her, his mother is standing right next to her and she says the exact same line.
Yeah, they all
four different people. It's like everybody had a different Alexander.
Well, I was going to say,
him though, based on the sides that he gave him.
Yes.
He thought nobody loved him, and he had so many people that loved him, but he just couldn't create that connection.
But that comes with being ill.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tosh.
I always find that line funny when someone says,
it's 4 of us.
I always chuckle when people say, nobody knew them like I did, and it's like, well, that's true, because you're getting your own personal interpretation of that person based on who you are. So therefore, no one is ever going to know someone the way that you know them.
Yes, and you also, if there's certain traits you have, someone else isn't into or doesn't like, you're not going to have those traits present.
Yeah,
you're going to have those traits with someone else that's compatible with it. So
I'm
you're always going to be
social chameleon
person, depending on who you're talking to.
And he definitely had a touch of the neurospicy. So
absolutely.
I was going to say, it sounded like it, not just a touch. He sounded like he had a boatload.
Okay, Tosh, I'm just going to tell you, and you're going to be like, okay. So he's a little boy that is going to grow up to be a gay person. People are kind of seeing that as a child. He's definitely a little different. He doesn't want to play outside. He's drawing on the wall. He does a painting of his mother, fashion and whatever, plays with paper dolls. And when he gets flustered, when he gets dysregulated, he quotes National Geographic.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. I mean, so many little touches.
He quoted the shark.
Yes.
He quoted stuff about the shark, stuff about a giraffe.
The gazelle.
Yeah.
He's like, gazelles are born.
He's like, I saw it in National Geographic.
The whole time, every little thing he info dumped, I was like, why does that sound like Anakin?
Why does it sound like Ezra?
Super neurospicy.
Oh my god, it still did.
Yes.
What I was trying to say earlier was for people that have no idea who this man is, it's more impactful to go into the exhibit of his original work that they sourced the day after his death because they didn't want it lost. Go through the exhibit, like let you have the questions above your head, then go see the play, then see it again, go through the exhibit again.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. I took pictures of the exhibit. There's this collage at the end.
It's so awesome.
It's really awesome. It's
Could
like
you
send them.
Could you post those to the Ladies Bridgerton end? Because that'd be amazing to see.
Hold on. We're going to negotiate what gets posted because I'm going to pull and put some over this video. That way you're not looking at all this all the time.
All right. I said multi.
Patty's our manager.
I didn't.
Sorry, what were you saying, Anne?
No, there's a beautiful collage inside the exposition or whatever exhibition. It was beautiful. It reminded me of like a high school project.
Yeah, we were talking about how we can't do that anymore
Where you
because there's
cut
not
out the
physical
magazines
magazines.
and you make a collage.
It's almost like a massive
Yes.
poster that they printed maybe 20 times and then cut little.
But it's 3D. It's
Yeah,
so
they cut,
cool.
they cut
That's
it multiple
cool.
times and
I'll
put
make sure you
specific
get it.
pieces in different areas to give it like a
Different
three-dimensional look.
models
So
and
it was a very
people
unique
wearing
piece.
his work.
Yes,
And it
very
was
unique.
mirrored on each other. Just beautiful.
So freaking cool.
It was cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very pop culture, very artistically done. Like I said, a lot of theatricality. And
seeing as you're using some really beautiful description words there, if you could describe it in 10 words or under each person, Anne, how would you describe
The play or the
play?
Moving, heartbreaking, immersive, I would think.
yeah,
Like very
love
immersive.
that.
Yeah.
one of our favorite words, visceral.
Yes.
Ha ha. It was very visceral. It was relatable. Like anybody who's gone through any one of those type of traumas that were just depicted would be like I said, I related to the mother, you know, like it's very relatable. And I'm trying to think of a word that like, I want to say controversial because he was, but they tastefully handled the controversy, like how they handled death in the show, because multiple people died violently, like very well done, very artfully and tastefully done. And I couldn't put that in one word. Whatever word in the world is that.
Okay.
I kept it to 3, okay?
She said 10. So that was
all right.
That was like
you
8
took
words.
my 7 more words.
Yeah,
there you go.
I borrowed them. Thanks.
You're welcome. How about you, Kay?
A cerebral look into an authentic, genuine person that's too beautiful for this world.
That is lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
She was practicing the whole time.
Yes, I was.
Third grade
someone else takes your word. You're like, damn it.
grade trauma
activated.
That's so funny.
I just knew as it came out and it flowed so easily. Like she was planning that this whole time.
Yeah, were you really listening to us, Kay?
Yes, you said it was moving and heartbreaking,
and
you said it was
immersive.
Yeah, and you said it was just a beautiful way to handle
my big words.
Yes,
come on.
And you were expressing how it is a beautiful way that they handle controversy. And if you could find a magical word that it can roll it all up into one.
And I got to say visceral.
I know,
dude.
I know, and then she said cerebral, which was my second word.
It's because I know you and I love you.
Are there any words left for you?
Nope, that was my thesaurus right out the damn window.
Okay.
I would say visual.
Yeah.
Because not just the
beautiful.
actual visuals, but even just the narrative, the dialogue, there was so much that could just describe and connect to your imagination that you didn't even have to see on stage for you to get the impact of how people were feeling, the seriousness or the levity or the downtrodden moments, you name it. Like you could actually really connect with things that you actually couldn't even see on stage. So they just pulled it all together to just make one cohesive piece. And I absolutely
feel it.
I was enthralled with it from start to
Well,
finish.
and I'm going to speak descripting because I always do. Words matter.
Yes,
I
they
love
do.
how in the beginning it had lightness, it had levity, it felt younger and fresher because a lot of that part of the story was when he was young, but there was a lot more jokes, and we got Luke Newton funny.
Yeah.
I snorted. He heard me snort.
It was awesome.
Everyone heard me snort. I was not prepared to laugh.
There
was a lot of lightness in the beginning, and then it slowly
became
darker. It almost had this. It felt like a slow descent down a hill.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they had really good moments too, where when he's getting really endearing with his mother during the interview, I did get a looming sense. I got there was a very looming sense that it's about to take a very dark, depressing turn. And the transition into that was just seamless. It did not, none of the
At least they gave you warning.
Yes, everything was so organic with just even how
and I love
actors
how
interacted.
That was so like you could see the relationship between him and his mom too, because when he's giving answers that like he almost doesn't want to go too deep, and he's like, you know, trying to think of like an English phrase. He's kind of taking the piss with his mom, you know, and she's like, "Come on now."
He's being very funny and playful with her. I
Very
think
jovial.
he's very relaxed.
Yes.
Very playful.
The only time any of the transitions of emotional states was jarring was 100% intentional. The lighting, even the sound would make an abrupt turn at the same time the characters were making those abrupt turns. And it was just
I forgot about that.
Holy cow.
Gosh.
Yeah, the dance-off fashion show was just one emotional whole thing, and you're watching everybody. This is where everybody started sweating, by the way. It was very physical, and I would say that went on 10 or more minutes.
At least.
Yeah.
Very physical. Everybody's switching partners, getting more tired, lower to the ground. Like it was a acting exercise of being high up, medium, and low. There's acting games, and like say 3 of us are here, and every time they snap their fingers, each person has to pick high, medium, or low, and you all, without talking about it, you instantly had to pick a pose and be different than the other people. And it was kind of a simulation of that. Like everybody was in different, some got down on the floor, like they were so tired they're on the floor and they're crawling all slow, and some are in the middle, and some are like up high doing like dances like that. And it was beautiful, but it tired me out.
Right. It was I think it was to portray
we have a visitor.
The unraveling of his life.
Ezra, what did you think of House of McQueen?
What did you think of House of McQueen? Did you like the dresses?
Hello, little sausage.
Hello.
It's the sausage.
Hi, sweetie.
He just got swept away so fast.
He disappeared into the background.
Yeah.
The purple took him.
The green screen.
Okay, so now first,
you're gonna counter my argument.
Oh, you're counter my argument?
I'm gonna counter your argument that his interview was light and endearing. I heard nothing. Yes, I heard nothing but deflection.
Deflection, yes.
That was pure deflection.
He was being light. He was using humor to
hide. I think he meant those words though.
Oh yeah,
that's what I found was
endearing. Yes, all I heard was he was dropping hints like, "I'm super not okay."
Yeah.
Yes.
And the mom just wanted to be all of like, well,
yeah.
Were you proud? Like I saw just a lost child.
Whenever he did a scene with his mom, he was a child.
Yes, I saw the child, and I saw him not wanting to disappoint his mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I saw was a little kid not wanting to disappoint his mom.
What was your favorite costume?
Ooh, I was gonna say the blue dress, but no, the silver.
The Joan of Arc.
Silver dress with the helmet and the sword. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Okay, so I did love the butterfly hat, but total costume was probably same character, that white suit the white pantsuit.
Oh, with the red and the red highlights on it.
No, that was Izzy.
Izzy,
the same dude.
Same Izzy.
No, Izzy.
JoJo
had on the butterfly hat,
yeah.
but in a different
I'm
scene.
talking about the silver dress.
The white. Oh, sorry. The white suit he had.
Oh, yes.
In that was, and his he seriously
has the best body.
He could be a dude body in a clothing. He can be female. He wore both kinds of clothing.
Yeah, he had
great body.
Androgynous.
I mean, great form. I don't want to sound like I'm.
All right, he had great.
He had a very
a designer would say he had good lines.
Yes, he did.
He was just very
and he was toned,
perfect for
muscular,
but still he was something he could wear with.
Yeah, just for that.
He was rocking it.
Favorite costume.
Oh, Izzy's with the white and red for sure.
Oh, you like the white and red. I like Izzy's costume.
That hat, her hat with that outfit was
top tier.
When she was negotiating Givenchy.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Flawless.
Oh, I'm so biased.
He's gonna be like the white T-shirt and those dark blue jeans of Luke Newton.
It was such a short segment, but this black actress stepped up on the platform wearing skin tight, like cream colored dress, like one piece, and Kay wore a black version of that on our anniversary night, and Jaw was just on the floor when I saw her in it. And I thought of that as soon as that actress came out, and I was like, yeah.
And you know what? They did phenomenal. That actress had so many wigs.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
Yes.
So many freaking wigs.
She had so many wigs, and there were times that I was like, "Is that the same person?"
It is. It was.
And they were like, "Oh, that's a different wig." Like, wow. Like
she was the reporter.
The black actress.
Yeah, she was the reporter. She played a model.
She was a friend of
the leader of
Ibiza.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Ibiza. She had a gray wig on.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
that.
It was
outfit.
Okay,
that
so
was
now
good.
we're gonna fangirl a little bit.
Ooh.
And fanboy.
I was gonna say,
He's
Fangirl adjacent.
He is.
go tuck and come back.
Yeah, right.
Fangirl adjacent. He's along for the ride. I equated it. I've been to a New Kids concert. I have had Jordan Knight, who is my favorite New Kid, standing right here singing and everything else. And I'm just like, it was very close to that feeling, except a little bit more awe because I kind of got the feeling Jordan didn't want to be there, but and not didn't want to be next to me,
right? But there as a whole,
but just they make him go out into the crowd, that sort of thing.
It was just he was doing a job. An experience.
He was doing a job. This for me, there was true joy in the room. The other fans that were there were joyous. Everybody was talking. It was amazing, and just he is so proud of his work that I can't even explain how I felt.
Like when he came out, to receive the applause, it was a simple bow. He didn't come back out 5 times, right? He was truly a member of the troupe.
He didn't suck up the air in the room. No, he did not play celebrity at all.
And when he came out the stage door, he knew that we were there because of him, right? And he said, you could just say, hey, we knew he was just tired.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, you were such a great audience tonight. I mean, today, he corrected his own wording. We would have forgiven you, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, he corrected his own wording. I mean, it's very kind of similar to all these other TikToks I've seen of the matinee. We went to the matinee. He has another show he has to do in a couple of hours. They have to prepare for that. And this is still previews. So they're still making tweaks. They're still making some changes. But
that must be a pretty grueling process.
Yeah, the preview part is basically called a paid dress rehearsal. There are things that they're learning in front of an audience. Do they work or don't they? And it gives them extra time to practice. And I mean, some of the I really felt like the choreographed dancing part that looked like Bridgerton moves was relatively new or still not fully polished. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I love that. I love that we got to see a preview and we get to see their creative process. It just was amazing. And seriously, when you see somebody on a 2D screen and they exist in the world, but they don't exist in your world. Luke Newton existed in my world for that entire period of time.
Yes.
And there was plenty of him to share.
Yes.
Right, because he was right there on that stage, that part of the stage. Then he was up in the air. Then he was down here. Then he was up there. Then he was running back there. And then he's doing that. He was all over. So there's plenty to see.
And you get to see, it's weird because you see somebody play a character and you're watching Colin Bridgerton. And yes, he's playing a character here, but you still see those moments of human where basically fuck these pants, they're too big. I keep having to pull them up.
I know.
And by the way, Luke Newton, I saw your underwear.
We did.
Well, I think that was the style in the 90s.
It kind of was baggy clothes. And
those
stuff.
were
They needed to make him look bigger because Alexander McQueen back then was bigger.
Was he heavier? He talked about getting a gastric bypass. That was like
he talked about getting a gastric bypass.
Hopefully you can describe them better than two blue balls.
Oh yeah.
Two blue something I saw.
Did it bother either one of you that the kid had brown eyes?
No.
Did you notice it?
Totally off.
I'm a middle-aged woman that has degenerative retina stuff because of my dad. There's things like you were like, I think that's Luke. I see a guy with very little hair. I didn't say bald, I promise. and he's got a white t-shirt and I'm looking and I see movement. That's it.
I'm like, no, that's his nose.
And then they try to rope me into it. They're like, hey, is that him back there? I'm like, she's got better eyes than me.
I'm like
he took
give
off.
me a hand. That I'll recognize anywhere.
Stick your hand out. We need
fingers.
Two fingers.
Can you just do this?
He did that. He did that.
I saw it on the screen and I was like, oh.
Yes, I had to point that out too to Kay. I mean, I'm sure she noticed, but I was still like, he's doing the two fingers.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and somebody quick when he talked about how
somebody posted that picture on the internet, and there's a meme now of that.
Colin Bridgerton was on fine form.
I'm like, but I think that's depicting death, and I was correct.
Well, he was talking about how he wants to die.
Yes,
but
and then she thought he was trying to show her up because she really was planning on doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was in his own world. He wasn't really thinking and being
a lot of times he was in his own world. Yeah, he missed his own mother's death.
Right. Shall we wrap it up there? Because I think that we have like so beautifully. Well, I was just along for the ride. Thank you for bringing me along for the ride.
Well, you didn't have the ability to come and experience with us, so we wanted to include you.
Seeing as someone was too rude to get a life-size pillow, put my face on it, and take me along for the ride.
We would have definitely gotten talked to.
We should just get one of those large heads,
No, send us a flat Tosh. You remember Flat Stanley?
Yeah.
I don't know that I can be flat.
I will take Flat Tosh so many places. Oh, by the way,
okay, look, you can give me Flat Tosh if you strap some balloons to it and be like, look, she's part of the Perfect Dinner Committee.
We'll have to put a shirt over it so it looks believable.
That's hilarious.
I still think the fat head would be good.
The fat head would be perfect.
Fat head of Tosh.
Yeah, right here. We'll put her in between us.
We paid $135 to stick cardboard in a seat.
No, she would sit on my lap.
Yeah.
We'd layer across.
She'd be going,
hey! And then you need to get those little like inflatable arms that woo!
No, they're just gonna go.
Okay, it's getting late now. We're getting super silly now.
We'll make a crowd surf across the audience.
We're gonna crowd surf Tosh.
We'll crowd surf Tosh. That's what we'll do.
We'll crowd surf. Yeah.
That's right. She's trying to wrap it up here. I think she needs to go.
Yeah.
I do. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Bye.
Thank you for having us.
We've got to go back in, start getting ready, but I appreciate you all so much. Such a great show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job. Great job.
Thank you so much. You were such a good audience tonight. Today, sorry, I really appreciate it. I've got to go back in, start getting ready, but I appreciate you all so much. Such a great
Thank you.
Great job. Great job.
Oh no, I have too many book boyfriends. That's not fair.
Coming up with only 4 potential husbands is the hard part. How do I narrow that down?